Iran struck UK military bases.
Said it's literally Iran versus everyone, bruh.
And one attack on a member state should be considered as an attack to the entire European Union.
UK has authorized the United States to use its military bases to help destroy Iran's missile systems.
You see how this escalating?
Where you at, Berto?
World War III just got way worse.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as though that the US-Iran war has gotten so much more worse, and we are now verging on into territories of which we cannot retreat from. This is bad.
The US-Iran war is widening fast. What started as a conflict between 3 countries has now dragged a staggering 13 into the fallout.
And I just gotta say, after seeing and absorbing various medias related to this war, I now have a better understanding as to why all these countries and regions are involved, and that's because Iran is crashing out. Basically, they're threatening to destroy the Strait of Hormuz, which is basically, quickly sum it up, is a waterway necessary to transport vital energy supplies like oil. In fact, based off of what I heard, 20% of all the global oil transported is transported through this strait, and many Asian and European countries use this for their energy production to keep their societies alive, essentially. So if that is threatened, a lot of countries will starve in under a year. And Iran is basically saying, hey, continue with this war. You'll see just how far we're willing to go. We will starve you out.
And today marked a major escalation because Iran struck UK military bases in Cyprus.
Yo, these Iran niggas, they not fucking playing.
Meaning, for the first time, this war has now officially touched European territory.
And they're only doing that because basically they've also said any country within their perimeter, their radius, that their ballistics missiles can reach, they will be attacking US military bases because, hey, you're in cahoots with the USA. And we do not like that. Essentially, a lot of this is collateral damage.
Now, in
Oh man, I'm talking, hey, this is for the nigga that left a comment in my last video talking about, the title is misleading because we're not in World War. Nigga, 1, it's a title, but 2, you see how this shit escalating? Now, I'll say this, I don't want nothing bad to happen. I don't want to enter a World War III, but this shit's starting to escalate. This shit's crazy. And I also want to say thank you to everybody that has been commenting on the video and leaving me a lot of information. I just want y'all to know I've been reading it and I'm actually a lot more knowledgeable on the situation. So y'all feel free to keep informing me on what's going on.
response, the UK has authorized the United States to use its military bases to help destroy Iran's missile systems, and a member of the European Parliament for Cyprus is already calling for action.
Cyprus is an EU territory, and one attack on a member state should be considered as an attack to the entire European Union.
This is how we gradually slide into something that becomes a global phenomenon, and we don't want this.
We want and we expect a united response from the entire European Union.
And that wasn't the only development today. Lebanon has now been dragged into this conflict as well after Hezbollah launched strikes on Israel in solidarity with Iran.
Yes, Hezbollah. We've not heard from them in a while, but they're now back in the fray. And if you guys don't know, according to Wikipedia, Hezbollah is a Shia Islamist Lebanese political party and paramilitary group. So they're pretty much what we would consider extremist. And to my knowledge, Shia is a subset faith under Islam, which makes up 10 to 15% of the faith. And these people, they're basically the barbarians of the Islamic world. They literally, especially during Ramadan, which is now, are sacrificing their lives to die under this supposed holy war. They don't
crazy, bro. I ain't sacrificing they life, bro. Man,
care about dying. It's actually an honor for them to die in battle, especially with the killing of their leader, the Ayatollah. A lot of these people are now globally Shia, the Muslims who practice that specific type of Islam, are kind of now banding together and are trying to F shit up. Honestly, this is very dangerous. And it's funny, someone in the comment section said, we were so close, bro, with the image of GTA. I mean, hey man, another person said, imagine World War III starting because a guy wanted to cover up his files. Wink, wink. I'm sure you guys all
do y'all think there's any merit to that? Is that like, do y'all think that's like where all of this is really coming from? Bro was so determined to cover up his files. He's like, fuck it. Y'all trying to take me? I'm gonna take everybody with me. Is that really like the underlying meaning to all this shit? Fuck it. Oh, y'all think y'all gonna take me down? Nah, we all gone.
Understand what that's about. It's just sad that we are now being dragged into a potential global war because of one tiny little city in the desert who can't stop beefing with Muslims. It's just, it's
bro, on some real shit though, on some real shit though, I can't even show y'all the shit that's popping up on my Instagram feed because I feel like it's just too crazy. But I know like stuff has been leaking from the Epstein files because, you know, they said they released it, right? But I'm starting to see videos, like old videos of Trump and Epstein and shit on my IG feed, and it looks so crazy. And I'm not saying that it's AI, but it's like, I don't even know what to believe because AI has gotten so good. It's like, obviously somebody can be spreading misinformation. I'm not saying that weird shit wasn't going on that island though. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is I don't know if I can believe the videos that I'm seeing on my Instagram to be factual, because I'm looking at that shit and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like it literally looks insane. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. I would show y'all, but again, I don't think it's appropriate for YouTube. But it's like, this shit's crazy, bro. That shit was crazy.
Solidarity with Iran. Meanwhile, Qatar and Saudi Arabia were pulled in a pretty major way after a number of their energy facilities were hit. Qatar, which supplies around 20% of the world's liquefied natural gas, they were forced to suspend their operations. And the same goes for Saudi. Their largest oil refinery had to temporarily halt production after a large fire broke out. And then there's NATO.
So yeah, Iran is basically attacking, again, territories that are in coalition with the USA and Israel that either have military bases and or provides energy to the USA, which includes Qatar, Kuwait, a Saudi Arabia, and I believe also Iraq. That's why we went into that war. Not for weapons of mass destruction, but for oil. Everything is oil, energy, and domination. And as for the rest of these countries, they basically are regional countries where we have US military bases that we can use in collaboration with the governments from those countries to basically have ports closer to the Middle East in order to attack our enemies, in this case, Iran. Another person said it's literally Iran versus everyone, bruh. I mean, shout out to them. They're really tough. Like, they're very prideful and tough people.
And then there's NATO. We got their comments for the first time after their Secretary General called Iran a threat to Europe, Israel, and the wider region, saying Europe is really stepping up after this weekend's operations.
And yeah, unfortunately, you know, European countries and certain Asian countries are probably gonna have to enter the fray because literally, as the professor explained yesterday, but you know, we're watching this now today, the GCC, which are the Gulf states, they control a considerable amount of oil relative to their population or their sizes. They control about 20% of the oil transport in the world, which is consumed by not only us, but China and places like Japan and Europe. If 20% of the oil or global transport of oil is affected and essentially locked out from being transported by the Gulf states, Qatar, Saudi, UAE, from being transported to the rest of us, especially if it's being locked or gatekept or stunted for an extended period of time, people will start to starve. Most of our energy comes from oil. 20% is crazy. I heard projections that if Japan doesn't get a lot of their oil, which does come from the Gulf states as well, they basically fall within 8 to 9 months. Their society collapses. A lot of European countries will go cold. They will collapse. And not only on top of oil being exported, the Strait of Hormuz is needed to get food into the Gulf states as well because they don't really grow their own food like that and they don't really have a lot of fresh water reserves. A lot of their oil is transported to us in exchange for food, water, money. So it's a mutual beneficial relationship. And guess who knows that? Iran. They understand how important this choke point is and they are willing to crash out even though they need this choke point themselves. At this point, it's like a war of attrition. Let's see who dies first. And because they're so extreme and they are the Shia Muslims, they're very prideful and they will crash out to the end. I don't think people understand. And of course, that's an oversimplification of what is currently going on. It gets way.
Why can't we just all get along, man? Like, I genuinely don't want to sound like one of them naive niggas. But it's just like, this is why I don't like politics, bro. Because it's just, mind you, it's politics and religion, honestly, bro. And I'm not saying this because I'm not religious. Like, you know, I'm religious. I believe in the Lord, like, honestly. But motherfuckers really get so hateful and so greedy and so like disgusting when it comes to this shit, bro. This shit be brainwashing niggas to just forget that, yo, we all humans on this earth, man. Fuck, man. Shit crazy. Shit is wicked, man.
Way more deep, but we are now being dragged into again a global conflict because certain people in the desert of a specific faith in our country who supports those people can't stop beefing with Muslims, they also feel threatened by Iran having so many ballistic missiles and their nuclear program, them wanting to create nukes for themselves to have more power.
You know what needs to happen, bro? And I'm not even trying to be funny, but just on some well, I guess I am trying to bring a little humor into it, but it's on some real shit, if we were to just go into a worldwide apocalypse, on some zombie shit, and again, I'm not trying to make fun of a light situation, but we would see how quickly, how all this bullshit would go out the window. You know what I mean? Because if it was humans against zombies, everybody would just tighten up and be like, hey, how the fuck we get rid of the zombies for real? You know, for all of my anime people, this might feel a little bit, again, out of place, but it's you saw how quick everybody linked up and got on the same page when niggas had to take out Madara. Everybody's like, hold on, man. This force, this enemy is bigger than all of us. Why the fuck are we fighting? We stronger together. We stronger together, and then all of a sudden, now everybody cool, and instead of it being the United States, it's the goddamn united world. Hey, man, again, I'm not trying to make light of a situation, but there's just kind of some truth in that. There's some truth in that. If we all had, if there was just one big, you know what? I'm not insinuating that this had happened, but low key, I think for wars to stop and motherfuckers to truly unite, we do need an enemy or aliens or something. See, I'm starting to sound crazy. Motherfuckers gonna think I'm playing, but it's I'm just actually putting a thought piece out there. If we had an enemy to the earth that was bigger than all the bullshit that we be complaining about, everybody would lock in. But again, let's now I'm over here this is sounding like tooth fairy talk, so let me shut the fuck up.
We're in the region. It's a whole mess. And this professor right here from Predictive History, Professor Jiang, I believe, formerly from China, now he's in Canada, he genuinely believes we may be entering World War III.
There's NATO. We got their comments for the first time after their Secretary General called Iran a threat to Europe, Israel, and the wider region, saying Europe is really stepping up after this weekend's operations. But when asked if NATO forces would get involved in this situation, he made it pretty clear. He said this is being led by the United States and Israel. So for now, NATO is staying out of it. But of course, as the situation develops, I'll keep you guys updated.
So NATO is staying out of it for now, quote unquote, but I believe they're already involved, because once energy production reaches a point to where it's not sustainable and the Strait of Hormuz is in a point to where Iran is not willing to back up and allow oil to be exported from the Gulfs and imported into these countries, a lot of people will start to suffer. Gas prices will start to significantly increase, and that'll affect food prices. And once food prices increase exponentially and oil prices, gas prices increase exponentially, and people start hurting in the pockets and people start starving, then that's when governments will have to get involved and a lot of bad shit will start to pop off. And I don't want that. Someone here said in the comment section, so Trump has successfully started World War III. As much as I'd like to kind of say, hey, that's an exaggeration, potentially in a way, yes, but indirectly by supporting Israel in their efforts to try and destroy Iran. And I want people to understand, it's not because Israel is kind-hearted and they care about the people of Iran and they want to destroy an oppressive regime. No, they couldn't, they don't care. They didn't just all of a sudden gain a new set of morals. It's because they want regime change so that they can insert their own politicians to have control of Iran, insert their own little puppets in collaboration with the US so that they can have more power. And so that Iran is no longer a threat and that they can have more regional control over the Gulf states. Expansion, more oil, more power. And supposedly this whole thing is supposed to die down in 4 to 5 weeks, so I heard. Hopefully that happens, but it does not look like Iran is backing down. It looks like they're willing to fight to the bitter end, so we'll see what happens. But if you guys...
Word, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I don't know what's going on. I'm tripping. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? Again, keep giving me y'all feedback, y'all genuine thoughts on the subject, bro. But again, I just come from a place where it's like, I want to know about it, I want to learn about it, but I also want to, you know, like, it's like, what can a nigga do? What can a nigga do?
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look too easy.